SOURCERY. Like, hear me out. About 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I was having a warm drink like this before work, and I was super relaxed and enjoying the sun when a thought came up, a question. Why do I keep pushing love away? And I said it really oddly now, but back in that moment, it sounded more like, I wonder why I keep pushing love away. Because I was excited about knowing why. Because I was enveloped in curiosity and wonder as to why do I keep pushing my greatest dreams away. And what happened was what I would call a vision, where I was like transported into a meditative state, where the image of a heart came up, like an anatomically correct heart, by the way. And on this heart, the word love appeared written in gold, right? Like a light going on. And it looked beautiful. It said love. It was also the word dream. It was like those two words overlaid over each other on the heart. And then it started fading away. It started dripping down. The gold dripped down, like it couldn't enter the heart. It couldn't go in. And then I was like, why does it not want to absorb and become or make home inside my heart? And then the heart opened up like a scroll, right? And what it felt like, it felt like it went from everything that I can see to everything that I cannot see. And inside my heart was written in like these jagged scars, like wounds. It was the words, I am a monster, was carved out into the darkness of my heart, of the parts of the heart that I don't want to look at. And it was so deep, and it was so red, and it was so dark. But I was so excited to know that, because what came along with that was the knowledge of, oh, if I find ways to decipher why I believe I am a monster, I can find ways to let love in. Because what it showed me was how my heart and all of our hearts work like a magnet. Like, whatever I believe I am, or I believe to be true, not just say I believe, but all the things that I practice unconsciously to be truth, dictates what I get to experience in my life. So like a magnet, if I believe I am a monster, and I believe monsters are not worthy of love, then there is no place for that love to come in. Then there's no place for that love to live. There's no home. There's no grid. There's no pathway for love to come in. But there's a lot of pathways for fear to come in, or evidence that I am a monster. So it would also attract all evidence and experiences that, what's the word, like not concur, but like prove those things to be real, that belief to be real. So it would push away love, even though I want love, and it would pull in toxic relationships, toxic beliefs, toxic thoughts. And even though it sounds logically backwards, it has nothing to do with logic. It had everything to do with my emotional experience and working with my heart that I've been neglecting in heartache for years and I didn't even know it. No clue. I mean, I didn't know where that belief come from. I didn't think I was a monster in my head. I didn't knowingly live my life like that. I mean, after a while, I realized I did, but it sent me on this massive journey on uncovering. It was this big quest, which is what I realized questions are. Initiating quest. But you gotta ask them in curiosity and in wonder. And then you get to go on a journey of self discovery. And then learning how your heart actually works and how to heal heartbreak. And I mean it was a I mean, right after that I was so relieved because I felt empowered. I thought, oh, there is something I can do. I can change my beliefs. I can learn how to do that. I can do that. I can find ways to let love in again. And I was euphoric for like an hour. And then after the vision faded, um, I was also left with the feeling of I don't have good examples of what to do next now. How do I change the belief? I have to change all the preconceptions I had of what a belief is and rewrite it in a way that I can transform this wound of I am a monster into something that allows love in. Like, where do you even start? And that felt really heavy and like uh, confusing and disorientating, and I wouldn't say hopeless, but it felt sore. It felt painful. And it felt a bit like betrayal as well, because I, where did I get that belief from that I am a monster? Where did it come from? No idea. And yet it's been running my life unknowingly for almost 30 years. So there was a lot of things that came up. And this is what I realized is shadow work. I mean, it's been almost 4 years since this. So I've learned a lot, and I'm proud to say that that belief is no longer running my life in a way it did. And yeah, so from that, I learned sorcery. I learned how to transmute beliefs and how thought patterns are spells and how words are also spells, like sorcery. It takes you to the source of where your energy comes from, of what moves you, right? So this unconscious belief that I had about being a monster, it was the source of almost all my movements as to how I was avoiding love or how I was avoiding making my dreams become reality. It was all running these stories in the background that like literally created a void from which I could not create my dreams, where I could not allow them in. And I had to uncover and discover and rebirth and rewrite and um, what's the word? Become someone new in order to allow love in. And that meant redefining, rewriting, resourcing my energy to something else, finding a new source of energy that isn't that wound, that isn't that, what's that trauma that created this belief, that isn't fear. And so yeah, this is this is me starting to share what happened and how that changed my life radically in the best ways and the worst ways possible. As above, so below, you know. And yeah, so I wanted to share the sorcery that I've learned and created this whole new system and structure to help me hold and contain more and more love in this lifetime. But that is a whole long ass journey. And this is just an intro as to where it all started, where I became connected to the Akashic records, to my psychic powers, to different grids, different matrices, and learned a lot more about how our hearts work. And how fucking exciting is that? So yeah, I hope you'll follow along as I start to share more and more of that journey of how I learned how to open up my heart again and to love my heart as well, to choose me. Thank you so much for listening and welcome. I love you so much.